I like, click, subscribe, do all that, you know what time it is. We back in this bitch, yeah! And I'm gonna start off right with this Netflix joint called True Story. Like 7 episodes, they range like 30 minutes a piece, except for the first episode, which is like 58 minutes. Chapter 1, the king of comedy, let's get it, you already know what time it is. Basically, episode 1. So basically you got Kevin Hart, aka the Kid, trying to tell us this real story that happened to him or such. But is it true or not? We don't know yet. So basically the kid is going through everyday life. He's about to set up on the Ellen DeGeneres show. No, really, see, Ellen DeGeneres, there you go. Then they back on the plane, they got the captain talking to him and shit. And this day homegirl, she does stand-up comedian too, but she actually been in the background writing a bunch of jokes, basically ghostwriting jokes for the kid. Anyway, I have Herschel. It's supposed to be the kid's bodyguard. Apparently he learned 7 types of martial arts, so I'm like, okay, bet. I think that qualifies well enough for him to be a bodyguard then, there you go. And this is his spokesperson and advisor, Tim. I think his name's Tim. I'm messing up the names. I don't know. Fuck it. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, he makes sure the kid is good and everything. He's always going to discrepancies with family, but we'll come back to that later. Then we got this guy sitting up in front first class. He's so enamored by the fact that he sees the kid. Like, oh, he starts making these corny-ass jokes. Starts dropping an M-bomb. It's like, really? See, if you look down at Herschel, he's ready to whip this man's ass. But the kid is always in control. He calms down Herschel. And besides, you're a black belt. You learn calming techniques, right? You should be able to control yourself in a verbal situation. But yeah, I get his frustration. Anyway, they finally touched down in Philly in his hometown. They got the presidential seat suite popping. But what the manager didn't know was there was somebody in another room with a blow-up doll. What the fuck is this? What the hell's Wesley Snipes doing up in here? What's going on here? But no, they're really playing a practical joke on the manager. See, Wesley Snipes is played by Carlton. Carlton is Kid's actual brother. I ain't gonna lie, the little bit was pretty hilarious. But on some real shit, when it gets to them in the room, Carlton keeps talking about this restaurant that went down and under, right? And Kid has always been the one that has to bail his brother out. He owes a certain amount of money to try to get his restaurant back off the ground, but Kid doesn't know exactly how much. But Kid tells him to come out to one of his shows, you know what I'm saying? And I guess Carlton's gonna set up the VIP and whatnot. He goes on the phone and talks to his ex-wife about what jokes he should use and not. And it's a beautiful thing where you can still get along with your ex-wife and still be like a best friend to him. But he's got kids by her too, so you know that helps. Especially nowadays, that's very hard to come by. So he gets out on stage, does his thing, rip the crowd, you know what I'm saying? Tearing down stadiums and all that good shit. Meanwhile, Millie's tired of being in the background, even though she is getting a lot of cake for what she's doing. She got herself a job offering to do backup for Will Ferrell. I'm like, word? But he's telling her she could do both. So basically, at the time being, she's going to ride it out while weighing down her options. Now it's time to get it popping in the VIP section of the club. Now Carlton brought some of his boys getting it popping. They try to drink and celebrate. But the thing is, the kid's been on a 6-month path of sobriety. You know, he's trying to stick on the path of cleanliness. You know, that's what got him so far and whatnot. But then here comes Carlton with the fucking peer pressure. And next thing you know, he gets it popping with the crew. Next thing you know, Carlton brings over some chicks. You already know what's going down here. So even though the kid is still trying to stay on the straight and narrow path, but he looking at his shorty to the left of her like, yo, what's really good, baby? Next thing you know, he sleep back at the hotel, probably gave his shorty the business, cheeks and everything. But why Carlton try to wake him up with a serious face like that? Well, come to find out the chick that he was chilling with, she is dead as shit. What in all of these fuck? So how the fuck did she die? Well, apparently she was taking pills and oxycodone and all this other stuff. It's like, what? So the thing is, he tries to call the ambulance, but here's the problem. He's ridiculously famous. It's a girl in his hotel, in his bed, and she's dead as shit. Even if he didn't do anything, this shit could still end his fucking career. And possibly have jail time implications, you know what I'm saying? So at this point, Carlton's got to think for him. Oh boy. So Carlton says he's going to take care of this. He apparently has a guy. You hear some shit like that, that can't be good. So they're going to bring this quote-unquote guy to the room and sort out everything. Herschel comes by to check on him because that's what he does. He's a bodyguard. But Kid has constant people coming by because of all these engagements and stuff he has to do. So anyway, Carlton's guy is finally about to come up. And it's this dude named Ari. Holy shit! Do y'all know who this guy is? That's Peyton Westlake from the Darkman movies. See? The Darkman movies. Remember that shit? Well, if you ever saw Darkman back in the day, he had 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm talking about. Well, anyway, he discards the body and he gets it done. So the kid goes to take a nap and he comes back out. Ari's still out there. He's like, yeah, you was asleep for a while. The job's done. Now he talks to him about payment. The kid's like, what? We was sleeping 50,000 or something like that. But Ari wants to play off of his celebrity and says, nah. He was like, hey kid, didn't you make like $1 billion in one of these movies? So I know you're rich. You got dough. So he wants him to call for $500,000 a month for a whole year. Basically, $6 million. But here's the thing, he wants it in cash each month. No deposits or paper trails or whatever like that. Now, I get the whole paper trail thing, but how the hell is he gonna move $500,000 every month without somebody suspecting what's up? You know what I'm saying? FBI looks into that shit. People need equity, they need homes, you know what I'm saying? So he goes back to his brother Carlton, and Carlton's pissed off that Ari would even ask for that much. But I think he knows more than what he's leading on to be. And besides, he's always been talking about this restaurant, but he's never asked them exactly how much he needs to bring it back or how much he owes. I'm guessing it's a large lump sum. So while Carlton goes to figure this shit out and try to handle business, he's convinced he's got to do what Ari says. So he calls his manager up just talking about that he needs the money, but the manager thinks that he's trying to get his money to Carlton. But he's just alerting as a manager of the situation. So Ari comes back up in the room and they discuss terms. But in between the conversation, Ari tells the kid how he was able to get the body out the hotel. And apparently that was his biggest flaw for some reason. Because when the kid goes to get Ari something to drink, because the kid said, fuck those payments a month, I'm just gonna put a wire around your neck and kill you my goddamn self. And Kevin Hart, Dundale's Dark Man. Laying there, Dundale dead as shit. I thought it was gonna be a long and lasting character, but that's the end of his cameo. Then after all that, he gets a phone call from his son, Christian. He calms his son down after he watched a scary movie, apparently. Then he hangs up the phone. Realizing everything that went down, he's just contemplating his life at this point. And then Carlton walks back in. That face, exactly. What in all of the fuck just happened? And that's episode 1 for you. Yeah, so I'm about to watch the 5th episode right now. All I can tell you is some extra stuff that goes on with one of his personal favorite fans, a guy by the name of Gene, but I won't tell you about that. I'll let you watch it. Ari's got a couple of brothers that are looking for him, you know what I'm saying? Those brothers tie in with Carlton somehow, but I won't tell you that either. Bottom line, you should check out all 7 episodes. It's a limited series. You already know what it is. Like I said, most of the episodes are 30 minutes except for the first one. The first one was like an hour long. True Story on Netflix. Check it out. Like, subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. Like these, y'all, easy, best. Big. You got to have a slogan.